Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade, folks. Let me know right now in the comments section if you are a new WNBA fan or if you've been following the WNBA for 3 or more years. Reason why 3 or more years? Before Caitlin Clark started coming into the national picture, before the Caitlin Clark effect started taking over. Let me know if you are a new WNBA fan or if you are an older WNBA fan of 3 years or more. The reason why I'm asking, how many times must somebody be lied to and say, oh yeah, I believe you, to the point where you're just so comfortable lying to them every single chance you get? Folks, every single time I look at Cathy Engelbert, I look at the WNBA, I'm just like, have you guys really been getting away with lying to your fans for this long? Have you guys really been getting away with pulling the wool over these fans' eyes for this long because you just want everything to feel good and sound good and blah, blah, blah? Let me know. How many times in the past have you heard these commissioners say, oh, blah, 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 ratings, oh, blah, 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 viewership, blah, 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 blah. It's as hot as it's ever been. Okay. Cathy Engelbert. She went on MSNBC. And she talked about Team USA. She talked about expanding the game. And as she's talking about it, I just can't help but think to myself, how often do you lie to the people that watch your sport to the point where you think you can get away with lying to me in my face about wanting international players in the league? Cathy, do you think I am unaware of the rules that you put in place to forbid these players getting into the league? No, I'm aware of it. Cathy, in the same interview, you decided to say you had no idea that Caitlin Clark would be this big. You threw Angel Reese's name in there for some fucking weird reason, but you did. You had no idea that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese would be this big, that their rivalry would bring this many eyeballs to your sport. How did you get your position at Deloitte? Folks, Deloitte is a legit... How did you get your position? Were you a DEI hire? Were you actually qualified to run that business? Or were you just like, oh, she's kind of qualified, but I mean, she could be the first girl, so yeah, first woman over here, Cathy. Because every time I'm looking at you speak, I'm like, what the are you talking about? Let's take a listen real quick, and we'll come back to this, right? This is Cathy saying, hey, what are your goals for the league moving forward? What do you think the league has coming to them moving forward?
And so we have to look at expansion, globalization. I mean, our sport's pretty U.S.-centric in the WNBA, so globalizing across the world and making sure these players are known globally, like the NBA has done with their Global Game Series and how popular some of these athletes are across. And then having more international players in our league. We're about 17% international. You see here on the men's side, you know, Serbia, a great game yesterday against the U.S. with a lot of NBA players playing, obviously, on both sides. So, you know, we need to get more to that part where we're growing the game globally with FIBA.
Excellent. So, Cathy, question for you. Why isn't some of the international players making their way into the league? Well, because you allowed your partners, the owners, I guess your bosses, to say, hey, these international players, we only want them if they're here all the time. If they're here before training camp, day one of training camp, we want them. If their season runs a little long and they will make it day 2 of training camp, day 3 of training camp, we don't want them. Day 2 of training camp? Day 3 of the WNBA prioritization rule is a clause. I don't know how I fucked that up so bad. Prioritization rule is a clause in the collective bargaining agreement that requires players to prioritize the WNBA over international leagues. Pretty simple, Cathy, why you don't have as many international players in your league, right? Pretty simple. Players with 2 or more years of experience in the WNBA must report to their team by the start of training camp or by May 1st, whichever is later. If they miss the start of training camp, they will be fined. The rule becomes even more stringent when players with at least 3 years of experience are required to report prior to training camp. Do I think that they should be able to pick one or the other? Do I think they should be able to play both? If their Euro season runs a little long, should they be allowed to report a little late to training camp? Of course, because let's think. Why are they going to play overseas? Well, in case you guys are living under a rock, I'll let you know. The WNBA just signed a new deal, courtesy of the NBA negotiating on their behalf, that they are now going to be getting $2 billion over the next 10 years, right? $2 billion over the next 10 years. Why do I bring that up? Well, because prior to this deal, it was said that the WNBA, they don't have enough money to pay these women. They're making pennies. They're making scraps. They're making chump change. I mean, is $76,000 chump change to the average individual? No. Is it chump change to a WNBA player? No. Is it chump change to an entitled WNBA player who think that they're on the level of NBA players? Yes, it's chump change to them. So they're like, oh my God, $80,000 a year? That's not enough for me. I got to go overseas. You know how many people would fucking quit their job right now if they knew I'm getting $80,000 to play from May to November and I have the rest of the year off? That sounds like a gig. But I digress. That's why they're playing international, because they don't pay as much, number one, and because the WNBA has a prioritization rule that forbids them from playing in the WNBA because, gee, what a shocker. The EuroLeague season runs into the start of training camp, so it's either pick one or pick the other. So, Cathy, you telling me that you want to expand the game globally is like telling me you want to remove tax from tips, yet you're the one that hired 70,000 IRS members to hunt down the motherfuckers that aren't. I digress. Let's move on to the next thing, right? Oh my God. This. Folks, it's crazy. It's a crazy world out there. These generational rookies, like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, that rivalry coming out of college. So I didn't know it would happen this quickly, but the attendance, the viewership, and everything has gone great. You didn't know it would happen this quickly. Caitlin Clark literally shattered every damn record that there is to shatter in college. Scoring, shattered. 3 points, shattered. Attendance, shattered. Ratings, shattered. Are you living under a fucking rock, Cathy? Are you that dumb? Are you that stupid? What other words can I use to describe that? Seriously, folks, let me know. What other words can I use to... How come we all could know that as soon as Caitlin Clark touches down in the league, that shit's gonna be hot? People are gonna pay attention on levels they've never paid attention before. How come everybody else who isn't the head of the WNBA didn't have a position at one of the top companies in the world, Deloitte? How come everybody else can see, yeah, this chick is a megastar, huge, transcendent, global superstar, yet we're not ready for it. Yet we're not prepared for it. You, miss, are an idiot. All disrespect intended. All disrespect. I'm not your friend. I'm not your fan. Cut all that out. Then she says, media rights for women's sports have been undervalued for way too long. How? If nobody's watching, how can it possibly be undervalued? That's like saying cornhole has been undervalued for way too... Finally, cornhole is on ESPN. It's just been such a huge sport. Are you stupid? Do you think I live under a... I'm not a rocket scientist, but I'm not an idiot. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I'm not an idiot. I'm so proud of the equality at play on the court, too. It has been great, and it has been... Then these rookies and household names and this media deal is historic for, I think, all of women's sports. What household names? My dad is 40 years old. He's going to be 75 next month. He knows Caitlin Clark. You ready, folks? He does know Angel Reese. And he does know Cameron Brink. And he knows Sabrina Ionescu. He has no idea who the fuck anybody else is. 74 years old. Been watching basketball since Russell, Chamberlain, Jerry West, Earl the Pearl Monroe. Been watching since the inception. And he has no idea who all these household names that you're talking. The rookies he knows. Sabrina Ionescu he knows. But these household names that have been in the league for 4, 5, 6, 7 years and still had to wait for Caitlin Clark to come in the building to make the WNBA anything worth talking about. So again, I ask you, what household names are you talking about? The media deal, folks. This is the media deal. But the question is, what is historic about it if it wasn't negotiated by the league, if the media companies didn't fight for any exclusivity within the WNBA? You think if Amazon wanted WNBA, they would have fought for it? You think if Disney wanted the WNBA exclusively, they would have fought for it? Cut it out. They didn't. They wanted They wanted the NBA. They wanted the... Yeah... Whatever. Just here are the scraps of the WNBA. Okay, I guess we'll take that. What media deal are you talking about? Because there has yet to be a media deal for the WNBA. All of the deals are the NBA going to the table saying, hey, this is what we have in our portfolio. 99% shit you care about, 1% Caitlin Clark. Take it or leave it. That's how those negotiations went down. Folks, I'm tired of being lied to. I am tired of being lied to. I'm tired of these people in the WNBA treating us like we are idiots. Oh, well, we really want international players in our league, but you're the one that put in rules to not have them in the league. Oh, but I really want international superstars to be... But you're the one that put in rules to not have them in the league. Hey, owners, I don't give a damn. I'm trying to grow this shit. If you have a problem with these players showing up a few days late, a week late to training camp, tough shit. Do you want to grow the game or not? Do you want more people showing up in your arena or not? Cathy, are you a boss or not? Are you a boss or are you a worker? Tell me right now. Because everything that I'm seeing, you're just a worker. You make no decisions for the WNBA. Adam tells you what to do, and you say, okay, Adam. Okay. Because if you were a boss, you would tell your owners, hey, this little prioritization rule you're trying to, it's not going to work. Trust me, it's not going to work. Do you not see the stars over here? France tuning in. Belgium tuning in. Germany tuning in. Overseas tuning in to your team, to your local media rights. But Cathy's too busy trying to satisfy the DEI. It's the Ben Daniel podcast where we're calling a spade a spade. Folks, again, I'm tired of being lied to. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Have a good day.